on, number 4, Sober Dennis. He had another decade of sobriety. It was hard to tell sometimes. He had internet problems also. He left the site for the Baseball Eye for a while during the summer, but he did come crawling back. He got promoted to administrator. He lives in San Diego. If you ever find yourself in a situation to talk to him, I would suggest you sit right down next to him, and you try to get as much information about him as possible. He's an intelligent, good poster who just, he knows what's going on. He knows what's going on in the world. He's a well-traveled man. He knows a lot of history and such. Alright. MD23 Rules is number 3 on the list. He actually had comments, and I didn't delete the comment, so here's what he said. I'm honored by this, I think. I'm not good at making comments, though. Sad face. I'm glad that my existence has caught your attention. I did not set out to be interesting. It just sort of happened. Really, I am just a normal guy. I live in a storage room for 7 months of the year. I've done nothing for a while, and then somehow ended up in the state of Iowa. 2009 was a strange year. Some days I feel very old, as if the world was a charcoal sketch that was being smudged on the edges. The fuck does that mean? Some days I do not like getting out of bed. Some days I'm okay. Some days I'm not okay. I stay up too late. I don't like sleeping. At times I feel dissatisfied and isolated, and at those times I'll play myself a song on the guitar and stare into the dark. There's something lonely about my existence. I fall in love too excuse me. I fall in love too easily. As Bob Dylan once sang, ain't it just like the night to play tricks when you're trying to be so quiet? We sit here stranded, though we're all doing our best to deny it. I think a certain amount of rage is natural amongst the youth of the world. Thank you for your recognition, and may 2010 be a good year, whatever a good year might be. Really incredible comments from him. This is what makes him so interesting. He's a writer. He's a teacher. He spent the first 7-8 months of the year doing absolutely nothing all day, much like I've been doing the last few months, but he didn't take advantage of it by creating a vlog, which I'm disappointed at. Now he's in Iowa. Comes from Idaho. I believe his father was a potato farmer. He's another guy, you just want to talk to. We've been trying to get him into the chats for the longest time. He just doesn't want to do it. So, we can't make him do it, but we wish he would. Moving on. Number 2. Nick. He's reviled by some, loved by others. There's really nothing. There's no middle ground on Nick. You either love him or hate him, and I think he likes it that way. To be honest, I think he does. He had his heart broken this year. He to paraphrase NYK, he had a girlfriend. A girlfriend? No, a friend. A friend? No. An acquaintance? An acquaintance? No. Someone he saw once. He is heartbroken by someone whose name will not be said today. We've watched him grow up before our eyes. I remember in 2006 in the chat rooms, 2007, 2008, 2009, and here we are going on to 2010. We've known him for a long time, and he's just like fine wine. He gets better with age, and he's great. got a good sense of humor, you know. I don't know. I don't understand the hate some people have towards him. I don't agree with it, but whatever. That's their opinions, man. He's moving to Las Vegas next year, but he promised, you know, he's not going to leave our hearts or our internets. So that's good. And number one, you know, I've been really trying to rush this. I haven't really got to why any of these people are interesting, but I will talk about number one for a while, because he is one of the most interesting people, I think, in the world. And you know, he was talking yesterday about trying to find some meaning in his life, and I think the entertainment he provides all of us is meaning enough for him. I'm talking, of course, about Jamie Rousseau, Mr. Met, as he's known in the forum, Fire Sailor, as he's known in the chat room. He's a fascinating individual, interesting. He's got these beautiful blue eyes, which I just want to fuck them, you know, because they're just so. I love blue eyes, you know, and he obviously there's a lot of stories going around about him. They are all true, I hope. He once worked at a Dunkin' Donuts. The next shift started, and he was never replaced. Obviously, Dunkin' Donuts being a 24-hour store, he closed it down for the night, even though it is 24 hours. It's supposed to be. That's a story that he'll never live down. Another story about him is he had $2 worth of pennies once, and he needed some gas in his car. So he goes to the gas station, puts 200 pennies down, and says, "Fill her up." The attendant said, "I'm not counting those." And Jamie famously responded, "You just lost business, pal." Classic Jamie. Yesterday he spent almost an hour trying to get through to the Connecticut unemployment hotline so he can get his weekly check. I could just go on, but I really don't want to anymore. Oh, but I will tell you this. Him and I, we were on YouTube, looking at YouTube videos of younger girls, and I'm almost positive that Mr. Met is a pedophile. He's sick. He really is. But you know what? Sick as he may be, he is still the most interesting man of the decade. Jamie Rousseau, everyone. So, there you go. There's the 10 most interesting people of the decade. NYK, Thrower, Fangirl, Electrophile, DPR, Exuncle, Sober Dennis, MD23 Rules, Nick, and and Jamie. So congratulations to everyone, and I hope to do this in the next decade. And, signing off for today. This is Alvin Tostig.